You wake up to your alarm going off. You turn over in your bed and you see your phone glowing. You reach over, you press the stop button while you also pick up your phone and roll back over in your bed. You go on social media, you start scrolling. You start looking at all these people who are seemingly living amazing lives. They get to travel, they have money, they have cool cars and a nice house. You keep scrolling. You come across entertaining videos, educational videos, motivational videos. 1 minute becomes 5 minutes, 5 minutes becomes 10 minutes, 10 minutes becomes 20 minutes. Eventually you remember that you have to get out of bed at some point and go to school or go to work. You don't like this idea, so you focus harder on your phone. You keep scrolling. You scroll faster, faster, more and more. At some point you look at the time and you realize that if you don't get out of bed now, you're gonna be late. You reluctantly get out of bed, taking your phone with you. You keep scrolling while you get ready for your day. You go downstairs and you eat breakfast while you're on your phone. Throughout the day, you notice that you want to be on your phone again. You desire that dopamine hit every time you see a cool, new, funny video. When you get home, you sit on the couch. You decide to reward yourself for being productive throughout the day by going more on your phone. Maybe you do this for an hour or so, and then you remember you have homework, or you have a chore, or you have something to do. Once again, you reluctantly get off the couch. You don't feel like doing this, but you have to. You do the absolute minimum, because that's all you feel like doing. Everything else seems boring and uninteresting. You don't ever feel like going to the gym, so you don't. You don't ever feel like reading, because it's boring, so you don't. You don't like being productive outside of work or school, because it's boring, it's uninteresting. So you do this every single day. Every night you find yourself in your bed, again on your phone, on social media, letting time pass until you feel tired, and you wake up again in the morning and the cycle repeats. If what I just described to you is not a life that you want to be living, it's time to change something. I think one of the biggest contributors to living this type of life is social media. Social media is packaged as a good thing. It's packaged as connection, communication, keeping up to date with your friends. It's marketed as education, as community. All these things that are seemingly good on the surface are leading you to feeling more depressed, more lonely, more anxious, more unmotivated than you ever have been. Social media is an addiction that's slowly chipping away at your life, that's consuming more and more of your mind, more and more of your thoughts. It destroys your dreams. It destroys the life that you were put on this earth to live. To understand how and why social media is an addiction, you have to understand that the companies that have developed these social media platforms are profit driven. This means that every step that they take, everything that they do is revolves around making more money. Now, because these platforms and apps are free to use, that means you're the product. That means your eyes and your attention are what they profit off of. This means that the longer that you're on their platform, the more money they make. So they develop algorithms, they develop software that appeal to your innate human desires, that draw you in, that get you to want to spend more and more time scrolling, more and more time on these apps and on these platforms. These companies will do everything and anything that they possibly can to keep you coming back. They make these platforms so instantly gratifying that it actually ruins your dopamine system, which is your body's natural reward system for doing things that promote survival, like eating, reproducing, and being social. Now, because these apps are so instantly gratifying, so engaging, that it actually raises your dopamine baseline, which means now things that you should naturally feel good doing, you don't anymore. Things like reading, eating healthy, having deep conversations with people, and actually building a strong, meaningful relationship with your friends and family. Things like taking action and being uncomfortable. Things like exercising and pursuing your goals and dreams. These are now unappealing, now boring, because now all you have to do is pull out your phone and you can instantly be entertained. You can instantly feel like you're living life through these people, through your screen. This life of immense success, of achievement, of traveling and being social and communicating and having deep relationships. Now you get the dopamine hit of achievement without doing the things to get you there, and without actually doing it. Because once you look up, it's not real anymore. When you go on Instagram and you see all these people, they're highlight reels. You see all the achievements without seeing the work and the steps that took to get to that point. And guess what? These people that you constantly see, all these celebrities on your social media, they're out working. They don't spend every second of their free time scrolling and indulging in other people's lives. They don't care. They don't have time for that because they're out there chasing their dreams, they're chasing their goals. But because of social media, you feel like these lives are achievable while also being addicted to these apps, while also being able to wake up and spend 30 minutes on your phone, go get ready while you're still on your phone, go eat breakfast while you're still on your phone, go to work or school, going on your phone every second you can, coming home and spending more and more time on your phone. You think these things are plausible without looking up, without being able to spend time in reality, without thinking, without being able to spend time by yourself and reflect on the things that you can do better, things that you need to improve on. You wonder why that last year at this time, you were in the same place. You felt the same. you're doing the same things because you don't have time to do anything else. You don't have the willpower to escape the loop. You don't have the discipline or the motivation to actually take actionable steps, because every time it gets hard, you retreat back into your phone. You wake up and you have to face the same problems day after day that are slowly ruining your life, but you avoid and you don't face. Instead, you run away and you go back into your phone. This is how social media is destroying your life. Now, I'm not saying it's impossible to live with it, but I'm saying you need to be a lot more intentional. You need to be a lot more disciplined, and you can't be addicted to it. You need to be able to live in reality more than you're living in virtual reality. You need to be able to be by yourself, to be bored, to be able to think, to be able to ponder, to be able to read, to be able to learn, to be able to actually pursue and take steps towards the things that you are meant to. But you can't if you're constantly scrolling and you're constantly focused on other people's lives. You can't constantly focus on other people's lives and expect your life to get better. You have to understand what these big tech companies are doing. They're trying to control your life. They've created an addiction that keeps you weak, that keeps you mindless, that keeps you like a robot, coming back for more and more, that keeps you from being motivated and disciplined and actually feeling enjoyment out of life. They know that if you want to spend more time in virtual reality than you do in reality, that you're not going to grow. You're not going to escape this loop of constant consumption where they want you to be, that they can keep you coming back, because this is when they make more and more money. So why aren't they going to do everything that they possibly can do to keep you coming back, to keep you staying on this app? Your life is only going to get worse the less you live it, the less you're present, the less you're in the moment, the less you can appreciate the things around you. You need to start saying no. You need to start seeing what it's like to live in real life. You need to be away from it, because it's only when you're away from something that you can truly understand the impact that it had on your life. I challenge you to commit to a 7-day social media detox, to make a conscious decision to put down your phone. Don't go on Instagram, don't go on Snapchat, don't go on TikTok, don't go on YouTube, don't go on whatever social media apps you use. Take a break from it. You will feel bored and it will suck. But the more you do it, the better your life becomes. The more that you appreciate the things that you're supposed to naturally appreciate. The more you want to be outside in nature, the more you want to have deep, meaningful conversations with people. The more you want to learn and develop yourself, become better, the more you want to take action towards the things that you're meant to, the things that you want to. It will be hard, but isn't that worth it for the rest of your life? Isn't that worth it to understand truly how this thing is destroying your life? So let me ask you, do you want to be controlled? Do you want to be mindless? Do you want to continue living the same old life that's boring, that feels meaningless, that keeps you depressed and anxious and lonely? That keeps you hating yourself, hating your life, hating your reality so much that you would rather spend time in someone else's life than you do in yours? Now's the time to take action, to take steps before you waste more and more of your life, before you end up on your deathbed, finally having the time to sit down and think, and you think of the life that you should have lived, that you wanted to live, but distraction and addiction took that away from you. Is that how you want to end up? Because if not, I suggest you start now.